TED Talk Ideas Worth Spreading by Anne Pearl, Juanita Towan, and Anthony Pearl.
Education. We decided to use this goal because Colombia has one of the lowest rate of education, and by implementing this organization, our main goal was to show awareness in regions of the Columbus School. And for example, we started in the community of the Columbus School, and we're planning to expand to other communities. First of all, the things that we have been implementing in the Columbus School is to show awareness of this issue. But first of all, how we have showed this awareness is by using game boards, lessons, study lessons, and advertising and propaganda to show it as a real issue in Colombia. And we, in further slides, we're gonna show you what are specifically the things that we're doing and how we're planning to implement it in the future.
So why? Why did we decide to do this goal? Why did we decide education? First of all, we believe that education is a very important issue. As we all know, many children around the world don't have education. 264 million children currently don't have access to proper education. And also, 38% of children leave primary school without learning how to read, write, and simple arithmetic. So not only that people don't have access to education, but they don't have access to the proper education. So we want to change this, and we want to make children have access to the education they deserve.
We also think that if we focus in education, it will directly and significantly affect economic growth for a nation, whether it's performed by female or male. In other words, equal access to education will benefit society and humanity at large. Education is a key to succeed in life. It makes us better citizens, humans, children, etc. An educational system should be established in order to bring enlightenment and makes people realize the power of education. This will promote positive citizens who can shape a more equal society. It is with education that human development succeeds.
Education can transform a nation. As Nelson Mandela said, education is the most powerful weapon which you can change the world with.
So as said in previous slides, we decided to do this project about education because we believe it's really important and that everyone should have a proper access to education as we do. So we wanted to share these privileges with other people. So why do we believe education is so important? As supported with the theory of like Nelson Mandela and other very important people that believe that, we believe that not only does education increase like the wages of a nation and economically increase a nation, but also it provides equal opportunities for everyone. Education can give the opportunity of someone that lives in extreme poverty to rise, and that's really important. It, for example, gets rid of the strata, or it could try to get rid of the strata in these cases. As well, education gives knowledge and power to people. It makes us get rid of ignorant and mediocre people and nations. As well, education reduces violence and corruption. It creates more stable and more powerful leaders in a nation. Because education shapes the future leaders, the future mathematicians, the future lawyers, and basically education shapes the future of our nation. Education is the one that prepares the children, and the children are the future of the nation. So we have to prepare the children to be able to have proper installations in the future and to have proper programs, fundings, and everything for the nation. As well, education reduces poverty and hunger, increasing job and professional opportunities for people. And
who are we and how do we operate in business? We are a non-profit partnership and we offer a service which stands by no loans and no profit.
As well, the name of our company is TIAN, Transforming Individuals Educational Movement. Our logo is that we transform hashtag one step at a time and transforming individuals one step at a time. So
we work with donations and sponsors. And later plan is to grow from the community of the Columbus School to other communities in Medellin.
Like also working with other corporations or non-profits to work with them and expand and help other areas in Colombia that also need a lot of help. For example, you can see in Chocó, part that education is not really accessible for the population.
When we operate this business, we figure out that we had to partner up with other non-profit institutions that maybe they can be seen as a competition but are basically a support for our organization, as well our corporation or partnerships, because many times corporation or partnerships have to help organizations like this ones to grow. for the
And like
community.
as we grow, we can also sell like a part of the company or like assets of the company and have like other partners or like other sponsors or people that fund our investments so that we can expand and help other people to spread this idea of helping education in Colombia. So do we have competition? So basically we don't have as much competition, having in mind that we are a non-profit organization and non-profits many times don't have competition. The level of competition in this market is very low. For example, if we were talking about a sole partnership or other corporations that basically offer a product, there would be a higher competition, but because we are not offering a product and rather a service, we don't have as much competition. So how do we help this competition, or how are we better than the competition? And basically it's offering the better product and offering a quality service, and we are doing this throughout our whole project. And also another very important thing to know is that many times the competition would be other non-profits or other foundations and organizations that also want to help, for example, education in developing nations. So many times these are all for a good cause and they unite and work together instead of competing with each other, to unite because they're at the end all working for the same cause. That's like a good cause, for example, providing education or quality education for a part of Colombia or even the whole world. So the market strategy. So which market strategy did we use? So we know that we're a non-profit, so we appeal to people. People want the service we're offering, so we don't need as much of market strategy, and this is for a good cause. So which was our target market? The target market was the Columbus School community, and we did the donations and the advertisement and the sponsors all in the Columbus School community, but as well in further future we want to expand to other parts of Medellin. We provide a quality service, so basically our strategy was to provide a better service than other non-profits, or also, as we said, try to unite with these other non-profits. And the personnel, we didn't have trouble with the personnel because we did have volunteers, which we'll later explain, and people volunteering to help us do all the market strategy, the advertisements, and the social hours were required.
1. Long-term material.
2. Interactive visits and programs.
And 3, funding and financial help.
What was the first part of our plan? The long-term materials. We wanted to do the long-term materials so that the children could have a product that they stay when we go and do the interactive visits. The first was the game board. So we decided to do different types of game boards. For example, the first one was this, that the children can keep it. It has the dices and all the dimes, and what you do is that basically each color means something. So for example, this one means like say bed, identify it in Spanish. And they'll have to draw it, act it up, or different activities that practice their English skills. As well, we did the bingo. So basically, what was the bingo? The bingo is that each number also means something, and each number is intercalated with a question. That, for example, practice also their English skills. We're mostly focusing on the English skills. We did a memory game. So for example, they have the picture of a house and the word house in English. So they have to identify the picture of the house with the word in English. And all these games will help them develop their skills, and it will be something that they will keep in their class and can be used for various students, not only one time. So it's a long-term thing that can help many students.
Okay, so the interactive visits and social services program. So we had the privilege to contact the Institución Jorge Robledo due to the connection with one of the teachers at school. We sent them a formal proposal of what we wanted to do, and they really liked the program and invited us to visit them. Our goal is to teach the basics of English by talking and doing all kind of 5 sense usage, arts and crafts, etc. If this program succeeds, we also want to apply it for next year for those people who need social services hours. It is a really good way to do a kind of all-in-one. You make a better world, accomplish your social services hours, and grow as human beings. Okay, so here is a picture of the formal proposal that we did to the school of Jorge Robledo. Before, we helped the Institution Jorge Robledo. Here are some pictures. Here's the classroom. Here's like a kind of the Coliseum, and here's like the school in general. Okay, so this institution has 2 schedules. One for its like rural school, and the other one is
So the advertising. So as part of our marketing campaign, we had to do some advertising. We decided to encourage people around Columbus School to know what our project was about. We decided to put these posters, as we have here. We have many copies that we've pasted around the Columbus School. And here we're advertisement and telling people to please help us do donations if they want to be volunteers. In the interactive visits, we put our numbers. For example, in this one we explain basically our 3-step plan very easily so people can be aware of what our project is and can help us. For example, with donations, like for example also like informing people about like education, how we can transform an education, transforming a nation. So basically was that the idea of advertising people around the Columbus School community about such issues. So for example, they can do donations about like old books and many other things that we can then give to the children.
So we did an Instagram page and a web page. So our Instagram page is named Transforming
On the space.
Individuals. We care. It's a TM, Transforming Individual Educational Movement, changing one child at a time. And we also did a website that it's all like our services, how to contact us, like a homepage that it's giving like a bio of what we do, and yes.